Hey, what's going on, y'all? It's your girl Mary here, and this is my channel Brown Queendom. Today's video is going to be, you know, it's a makeup video. I have already prepped my face and primed my face. I actually did my brows today really quick. There wasn't really much for me to do. I just really wanted to clean up the bottom. Let me bring y'all in a bit because I've been feeling like y'all been a bit far away, and I guess I need to raise it, but I don't. This is the issue I used to have with this. Now I feel like y'all are like looking up at me. This box, hold on. I'm actually really hungry. So hungry, even though I've eaten already. You up and sit y'all on top. Okay, I feel like that's a lot better, especially now that I'm able to zoom y'all in. I swear, finding positions that's comfortable for me with this belly, it's been a task. It's been a task. But okay, now that I have that, let's see. I am going to be using this Loreal Infallible up to 24-hour fresh wear. Okay, it's a foundation. It has sunscreen included, and it is the shade 525. Yep, 525. So here we are. I swear, this was the closest shade they had to my skin complexion. In Walgreens, I think is where I got this. And for a while, I didn't wear it because I didn't think it was my shade. But recently, I've been reaching for it because I wanted to try something. I have so many foundations that I thought just wasn't my shade. But now that I've learned a little bit more about foundations and about different shades of concealers, and I've learned how to like match things to my face versus matching things to my chest, I'm getting a little bit better. So this has been actually working for me. I have really been loving it. I love the finish as well. And when they say 24-hour wear, 24-hour wear, I believe them, simply because yesterday I had this on, right? And I was doing so much cleaning up around my house, and I was inside and outside and all the things. I was sweaty and there was no creasing. And I mentioned in a different video, completely separate video, that I thought that maybe it was my powder routine because I had been using setting powder, and then I would go over that immediately with a finishing powder. And okay, I'm gonna have to turn you off. And I'm not sure, I don't know if it's just the powder. I'm starting to think it's this foundation as well, because it's literally like nothing. There's no separation or anything. So I wanted to take y'all through me using this, and then I want to actually remember to do my check-ins today so that I can show y'all that when they say 24 hours, they mean 24 hours. My favorite foundation right now is the Maybelline Super Stay, and it's the active wear. And this one isn't even, it's a lighter shade than the one that I reach for. I reach for 360, and I'll put it up so you can see the difference. Since I guess we're talking foundation today, you can see the difference here. This one, especially in the summer, is my true, like, it blends very well with my skin. I can wear it and I don't even need to have any concealer if I don't want any. And I feel like it definitely matches my skin. Now, this is the L'Oreal. You can clearly see it's a little closer to the 355. This is 360 in Maybelline. This is 355. And this is 525 in L'Oreal. You can see the difference. And so these, I just have to make sure that I blend it correctly, and I just have to make sure that I like to make sure that I go in with a contour shade that is definitely going to help even everything out, at least for me. So like I was saying, these Maybelline, it's up to 30 hours foundation, and I can say that even through sweat and on my hottest summer day here in Florida, it definitely lasts. It lasts, but sometimes I have to touch it up, and It's more of a, I don't know who told me to tie this so tight today. It's more of a matte finish versus this one. I guess this, so I'll say more, because it's not really satin either. I guess it's more of a natural finish. So I think that's what I love. I've been leaning towards natural finishes lately. I'm over the matte look because I feel like it just looks dry sometimes. So with that being said, let's just go ahead and jump in. I feel like I've done enough rambling. I've done enough introing to this to this video. I don't have any concealer from L'Oreal, do I? Nope. I have CoverGirl, I have Maybelline, I have a bunch of Maybelline because they just became my favorite. They were just dependable. And then I have another CoverGirl and e.l.f. Cosmetics. So that's all the concealer that I have. So maybe since I like this so much, I'll probably try to find it or look up to see if they have any concealers that I can try out to go with it, to see if I get even better coverage. I don't know how much better it can get, because when I say I'm so satisfied, I'm so satisfied. So I'm done rambling. I'm gonna go ahead and jump in now. I'm gonna be coming back and forth talking. I really want to talk to y'all more, get my personality out there so that y'all can kind of get to know me a little bit better. But at the same time, I'm definitely a music girly. I need to listen to my music. So to begin, let's jump right in. Do you start with brows or do you start with foundation first? Or do you start with concealer first? I used to start with powder. I have videos already posted on my channel where after primer, I would go in and lock that in with primer. And I might have to go back to that as it gets hotter. But it hasn't been that hot lately, so I have not felt the need to do that. And so I'm just going to go in with this foundation. And that's another reason I'm so impressed with this foundation, because I usually have to go in with a powder to really make sure that it lasts all day. I'm going to do as much as I can, but I don't think I'm going to hit 24 hours. It's already 9 o'clock right now, so I probably won't even finish setting everything until probably like 10, 11 o'clock. I'm actually going to try to do this actually fast today, so we shall see. I'm going to go ahead and go in with this tinted brow pomade from NYX. It's the Tame and Frame in the shade Espresso. I'm going to go ahead and open it up, and I'm using my Ulta Beauty Angled Brow and Spoolie brush. It's just a dual-ended brush. My favorite brush is probably like the third buy of just this brush alone. It's amazing. And I have tried different brushes, different methods even for my brows, and this is just my go-to brow. So like I was asking y'all, do you start with brows first? I start with brows first. Even if I have to go back and touch it up, I really just like starting with brows first. So I just tap in there, and then I just go straight in, filling in my brows, literally starting in the middle. I used to try to outline my brows, but I've found that gives me, it's like it just does way too much. So I start in the middle, just filling in my brows, filling in that shape and filling in those gaps. And then I move upward and downward and all around just to kind of create more of a shape, or get give it a fuller look. So here we go. And I want to do this, and then next I'll be putting on my concealer, which I'm going to be using the LA Girl Pro Conceal Concealer. This stuff is just the OG. I don't like using anything else around my brows. And that's another thing I've tried as well. It's like I'm not afraid to try different things, but when I find the stuff that works for me, I stick with it. I stick with it. And this is an OG. I literally just had to go re-up, and now I'm on to a new shade because they didn't have my shade and I didn't want to buy a new concealer. for my brows. I just wanted to stick with this one. Maybe one day, but it ain't today. That is not today. All right, so when I get to this part, I literally just continue to fill it in. I don't really care to, I do this because my brow hairs are actually pretty long. So I do it like that. I fill it in and then I go and try to smooth everything out and get the hairs going a certain way if I care. Some days I don't even care. I just put this on and then keep it moving. I just simply outline my brows with this from LA Girl Pro Conceal, LA Girl Cosmetics. It's the Pro Conceal HD High Definition Concealer, okay? I'm just gonna outline that, and you don't have to go as thick as I am with my lines, with my strokes here, but I personally just like to make sure that I have enough so that I can blend it out. Next, I'm going to go ahead and take my concealer. I call it a concealer brush. I never check to see if there's a different one actually called a concealer brush. I think it is. This is the Deluxe Crease Brush. I like to use this to just blend this out and to blend all my concealer out. Really, I use this one brush and I blend everything concealer with this. And I mean brightening concealer. I use a different one for contouring, because that's also concealer. But anyways, to move on, I'm just gonna blend this down now by just tapping. I'm gonna just tap. Some people say to just blend the edges down. I just go in. I try not to, you know, get it all over my actual brow, but I just blend it. I don't really focus. I guess focusing on the edges helps you to like not hit your actual brow, because I've done that before and it just ruined everything. So I guess focusing on the edges, the outer part, and just blending that helps. I'm not a professional now. This is literally just self-taught. This is what I have learned along the way and what works for me. So, and like I said, for me, I still have to go in with my foundation, and I pretty much go, you know, everywhere with that. So I'm going to do the same thing to this side, and then I'll be going in with my foundation. All right, so brows are done. Brows are done. I really love this shade. It's not the shade I went looking for, but I love it. So now I'm gonna go in. I'm just shaking up my foundation. I'm gonna go in with just one pump. My brush this brush is from e.l.f. Cosmetics. It's actually a powder brush, but I used it yesterday for foundation and I liked it, how it came out. So we're gonna use it again today. And I just go pretty much all over in this tapping motion like this until it's all blended down. I'm just gonna take the excess up there. And I'm tapping under, like on the bottom of my jawline, just to make sure that the line that gets created from where my skin is gonna meet the makeup is, you know, blended away. So I remember those days walking around like that with a huge line of demarcation where you can clearly see something is different here. Can you spot the difference? And of course, people would spot it and not say anything. I don't know if people just assumed I knew, but if I knew, why would I just walk around that way? You know, it's cool. It's cool. You live and you learn. All right, now that's all blended down, blended in. I'm gonna do another drop and do the same thing. Wait, you know what I'm not. When you look at me, you should see me out of the hood up. All my heart, it belongs to you. All right, now I'm gonna go in with my Fit Me concealers from Maybelline. I just take this shade here, which is Walnut 57, and I just go, it's one that is really close to my skin complexion, so I love it. I use this first, and then it really just gives me more coverage if you want to know what the purpose of getting one that's close to your skin complexion. I personally was looking for something for the days when I just didn't care to like have the brightened effect under my eyes and I just wanted just the coverage. I reached for this, and then it just ended up being so nice and so great, and it blends down so well. I use it pretty much every time. After I blend that down, I go in with this shade 40, which is Caramel. When I really used to cake everything on, I would also use 30, which is Honey. Just I would use it in the corner up here just to give like a extra brighten, just an extra look, like an extra brightness to my like inner up here. There's really no purpose. It was just me having fun. I actually, yep, it's right here, still have it. You can see how much brighter. It's like this is bright, but it's still pretty warm to where it's not gonna look like I'm Casper the Ghost because of my skin complexion, if that makes sense. So Caramel is definitely if I want to just brighten it up, but it still looks warm. It still looks closer to a natural type thing. It's not like too like boo in your face. This one is definitely going to be given like I'm walking around looking like a highlighter. So speaking of highlighter, I started using it as a highlighter, just putting it down my nose just to give that little, I guess, extra dimension, because I don't really like contouring my nose. I'm not here for that at all. It really, I don't see the purpose. When I do it, I don't like how my nose looks. I prefer, like I said, to just put my makeup on, and I want to still look like me. It's like, I don't care that you can see that I'm wearing makeup. I don't care for the like, oh, let me wear makeup, the no makeup. I don't really care for that. But at the same time, I don't need to be, I don't like altering my face like too much, if that makes sense. It might not make sense to a lot of you, to a lot of people, but it makes sense to me. So while I'm waiting on this to dry down, because that's another trick I learned, I keep like a little fan to fan my concealer before I blend it down, because it helps me control where my concealer is going to go. Because if I just put it on and started to blend it, it's literally going to end up all the way over here and everywhere that I don't want it. So I kind of just want to keep it where I have it once I start to blend it down. And so I fan it, especially if I'm in a rush, just to be able to do my makeup quicker and to help control where the makeup is going to go. So I have here this e.l.f. Camo Concealer. It's a black top, so you know it's matte. They have the white tops, and those are the satin finish. I like using this matte. I literally, come on, focus. It's in the shade medium beige. As you can see, it's like the color is lighter than the inside of my hand, the palm of my hand. I literally only use this for my eyes, to give me some coverage and to prep my eyes for my eyeshadow. I'm not doing eyeshadow. I don't need to use this. I'll just keep it how it is, and I will probably go in with foundation, because I didn't put foundation on my eyes really. It's just the whatever concealer that I use on the bottom of my brows. And then that's usually enough. I don't really, once I go in with the powder and set everything, if I'm not doing eyeshadow, then I just, you know, it's more of a natural look. So that's that. Anything else? Okay, so after this, like I said, I'm going to go in with the shade 40 after I blend this out, and I'm going to go in with this LYS No Limits Strength. Is it a bronzer? Is it a, I want to say bronzer. I don't know if it's a bronzer or if they can't call it just a contour stick, but I got it in one of my Ipsy boxes, and I actually really appreciate how deep it is and that it actually shows up and it actually gives me like a nice bronze look. So I like it. All right. Other than that, I'm gonna go ahead and fan this because you can see it's starting to move. I'm gonna go ahead and blend under my eyes now. So I've blended, you can see how this blends down. If I used more than what I did, it would be, of course, whiter or lighter, whatever you want to call it, brighter. But I really don't like having so much caked up on my eyes. So I try to use as little as possible because, as you just saw, a little bit goes a long way, especially when, like I said, you let it sit for a little bit. And now keep in mind, like I said, that is a matte finish. So if you let it sit too long, then it's, of course, it's going to be harder to blend out. I let it sit a little bit too long and I was fanning it and everything, but I wanted to really show y'all how much control I have, because sometimes it'll go crazy and it'll be all out here and all up everywhere. So I really wanted to really show y'all, like, just a little bit goes a long ways. And then you'll see, I'm probably just going to stick with a brown color again today for my eyes, but any color pops when I use this method. I'm just going to go on top of it with my powder, with the setting powder, and it literally, you'll see it's you don't need a primer. It's like, it's magic, I swear. So I'm just going to go ahead and continue. I just wanted to say that real quick. I'm gonna go back to listening to music, and oh my gosh, I can't wait to take this headband off. I tied it too tight today. Too tight. So tight. Oh my gosh. Okay. After I blend this out, I'm gonna go in with the contour. So I want to show y'all, I try to, like I said, focus on the edges, and then I take this up the side of my nose. As you notice though, I didn't go all the way up here like I did the shade 57. I just kept it here, like in the middle of my face, and then I take it and blend it upward like this. and outward. I blend the outer sides. And like I said, letting it sit for a little bit gives me way more control. So I just take the edges and blend those out like that. And I blend it up to the side of my nose like that. And I make sure I hit those, like I said, the edges to blend that out so you can't, so there's no mark there. And then the same thing here, I go along the edges and just blend that all up and out. If I want to, I do this just to make sure I blend that in place, but I don't have to carry it out to the, like this part of my face if I don't want to. I have the control to leave it here in like the center of my face because that's where I want all the brightness to be. And then I like to go in after, like you're about to see, I'll bronze or contour, whatever y'all call it, everything else after I'm done. So, oh, I love when it comes out good like this. And then I just carry it up and then to my eyes because it's a similar shade. So I just carry it there just to blend, like I said, away that mark. And I just take it up to here. I keep it centered and I go in the corner of my nose, the crease of my nose, because if you don't, you'll notice. So I like to make sure I get that. I got a bigger nose. So if your nose don't do what mine does, then I guess you don't have to worry about it. But for me, that's an important step. And I go like just up and I go over it until I feel like it's blended the way I like it to be. So that's pretty much that. I like this, how this looks. So as you can see, this is what we have going on. This is after I blended it down, and this is over here still waiting for me to get a move on it. So I'm gonna take this, blend it up, and deal with it if it's like too much caked up on my eyes and under my eyes and stuff like that. Plus, I know my eye shape. My eyes, I always have like bags or something going on under my eyes. It happens when I laugh, when I smile, when I'm just, it just happens. So I am careful with that to make sure also that I don't put too much, because if you use too much in those cases, in that scenario, if you use too much, then why do I feel like it's playing with me? It's getting darker when I put my hand up. I just noticed that. But if I use too much, then it'll definitely start creasing and you can definitely see it'll start to separate. That's what I was gonna say. So like I said, get the corner, the creases in my nose here, on the top and on the side and around the bottom, because I will start to separate there if I don't blend it good enough, especially when I start to sweat. So I want to make sure I do a good job there and in all the areas where I know. So it's like my laugh area, my laugh lines here, my nose, all that will crease when I laugh, and all of those lines appear because I naturally, see, they're naturally there. So I just try to do my best to blend the makeup in those areas, and whatever happens at that point happens. I don't try to prevent them because I've learned that it's going to happen and it's a part of my body. So like I tell my girls, it's huge because they asked to wear makeup. I didn't grow up with a mom that wore makeup. The most my mom had was lipstick. So when my girls ask me, sometimes I feel like a bit of a hypocrite because they see me do my makeup all the time. But I finally have an answer where I feel like I'm satisfied with the answer I give them. Because I am very much a because I said so type of mom. But I do like to explain things to them so that they don't just think, oh, she's just not letting me because, you know, for no reason. I do like to, if I can, give them an explanation. So the explanation I tell them is I want them to get to know their skin. I want them to get to love themselves in the skin that they're in before they start playing and altering their face or their skin complexion in any way. I want them to be confident. And so when I see that they're confident enough, then we can talk about the thought of them even just playing in makeup at home, let alone like these girls that are like in middle school and high school these days wearing makeup to school. Like, I mean, full face, like face beat. My parents would never, not even my mom, if she wanted me to, my dad would, they would never have. So it's like, because I see the fun in it, and I do this mostly for fun. I don't do it to like hide acne or anything. And for us, I don't know if it's just a black girl thing, but they definitely used to tell us, if you wear too much makeup, wearing too much makeup or wearing makeup, it ages you, is what they used to tell us. So I'm going to take this, and I used to go down here. Now I go right on my cheekbone up here, and I do the minimal amount here. And then I go up here. So yeah. But yeah, they used to tell us that if we wore makeup, it would age us and it would destroy our skin. So when I started wearing makeup, it was literally just because it was something that I had always wanted to do, and I just never got the opportunity to do it. And so I wanted to teach myself makeup, because once I was old enough and I was out on my own, I started out buying mascara, and that was probably the scariest thing for me, because it was in the back of my mind like, this stuff is going to destroy your body, it's going to destroy your face. So naturally I thought putting on mascara meant I was going to lose all my lashes, and I have naturally pretty decent size or length lashes. My brows are naturally thick and bushy, and you know, it's not till you don't have that type of stuff, I guess, that you actually appreciate having it, or that you see that a lot of people don't have these things. And that's why some people do makeup, which I completely understand. But for me, it's really just having fun and doing something that I could never do as a kid. So yeah, is it a confidence boost these days, especially as an adult, as a mom who, you know, went through postpartum depression and anxiety real bad? Yes, it helps. It definitely helps, because it's like you elevate yourself in a different type of way. And it's like playing dress up. I feel like it's the equivalent of playing dress up as a kid for me anyways, because like I said, you never know what day you're going to get this. I don't do this every day. Even on the days when I try to do this every day, it just doesn't work out, because it's just not something I see as a priority or a necessity. And like I said, even on the days when I tell myself I want to do it, I'm going to do it, I want to be this wife, when my husband comes home, I want him to like see me at my, you know, the highest level or whatever. He doesn't care for it. He says, yeah, it's nice to look at, but he loves me literally as I am. And I'm so thankful to have a husband like that, because not everybody is like that. So for me, it's not a necessity. It's not a necessity. It's not a priority. It's literally fun. And I guess that's what I want it to be for my girls. I don't want to ruin it, because telling them it's going to ruin their skin, the possibility is there, especially if you get your hands on the wrong stuff. But for me, learning about makeup hand in hand, it taught me a lot about skincare, because I needed to know, like, just putting on foundation without having any moisturizer is horrible. And I've done it. It's a disaster waiting to happen. You literally you do destroy your skin. I'm going to go ahead and start blending this. I didn't even need to let this sit. This is something I can put on immediately and just start blending it down immediately. So I just am going to tap this in place. And I'm using this Real Techniques Expert Face Brush. It's the 200. I love it. It is my absolute favorite brush to blend anything. Foundation, concealer. Hello?
Hello? Hey, what you doing?
Nothing, sitting here doing my makeup.
called.
No, trust me, I get it. I just be sending them because when I see it and I think it's relatable, I be like, all right, I gotta send this, and then I'll see more. But I said that because I was like, I just sent this boy yesterday, and then that one them got no reaction or nothing. I said, this boy. I ain't the only one that noticed it. Him and The Rock. I say I ain't never seen The Rock with no black woman on the screen. Ever.
If you play it out, we all gotta do the thing. Y'all see, it was good.
It was good.
All the extra shit. Not even, the dude ain't even speaking a lick of this shit for real. Like, come on, bro, what the fuck? And they said we supposed to be okay with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, but if you trying, I know for a fact, there's African Americans in every state. Talking to God.
It's like, and she, yeah.
From that show, that 70 show.
Who?
I promise, I'm gonna connect. You don't stop. So like I said, if it's too many people in one area, I'm going the fuck out of that. I mean, it's one down the street off Coast of Girls, but
I don't think I can go pregnant.
Huh?
I said I don't think I can go pregnant, so I gotta wait.
I don't think you can. It's probably not safe. For real. Probably not too safe.
Nah.
This one over here, I think it's one of the shooters. That's the one that has and then
this is the final look. I literally got a call from my brother, and one of the things I've been very intentional with is making time for my family, the family that I love, the family that I care about, the family that cares about me. And so even at times when I feel like I'm just swamped and I'm just so overwhelmed with work or like anything, I try to make sure that I do a better job this year. Not try, we eliminated that word from our vocabulary. I make sure that I answer the phone. I answer the phone. I never want to be, I never want to miss that call, and you never know when it's going to be the last call. And it literally, I can answer the phone and just say, okay, well, now that I know what you want, I'm busy, I have to talk to you later. Or I can sit and be on the phone for hours and upon hours upon hours, because I am a talker. That's the crazy thing. I am a talker. Sometimes when I'm just not there mentally, I check out and I don't want to hear from anybody. And it's not anything against anybody specifically. It's just like my phone. I'm sick of the notifications. I'm sick of everything. So I said I was going to do better, and I have been. So I didn't get to finish actually talking with y'all while I finished my makeup, but I definitely did finish. I used blush today, but I feel like you can barely even see it. So I might go back in later with a different shade. I used orange today, but I think my palette is just so old. I think it's over me. I think it's done. So yeah, outside of that, I don't think y'all missed anything. I just use mascara. I use my Mented palette, the everyday eyeshadow palette from Mented. I love it. I did the same exact thing I did yesterday, which was just use the 2 shades of brown in there, and we're here. I used, what did I use? The Juvia's Place Deep Dark bronzer palette for my parameter, and y'all saw me using my Wet n Wild Photo Focus setting powder in the shade Translucent. So outside of that, y'all didn't really miss much. I used my Ruby Kisses burgundy brown lip pencil. I love it. It's my favorite. And then I also used the Anastasia Beverly Hills soft brown satin lipstick. That's what I paired it with. So I really love this look. I love how everything is just so neutral. I love how it is just, it's simple, but when I add this drawstring ponytail, baby, I feel like it just elevates everything. I feel like it's like I'm going somewhere elegant and not just to pick up my kids off the bus. But yeah, so that's literally it. I don't really have much else to say. I don't have much else to say. I really just, I've been loving this look. I've been loving getting dressed up. I'm about to go ahead and finish up with some household things that I have going on, and I'll probably vlog a bit more. I have been vlogging. I just have to edit. Let me know what you think of the look. Let me know, have you tried any of the products? Do you think the Loreal Infallible Foundation in the shade 525 is a match for me? Do you think it looks nice? I will be checking back in, or maybe I'll put that in my vlog if I don't remember to check back in here. I will definitely put it somewhere, and I'll just have to go back and insert it. But I will be doing check-ins to see how this makeup holds up. I want to make sure that I capture if it truly is going to stay in place or not today. So yeah, like, share, comment if you care. I definitely appreciate every single like. I appreciate every comment. I appreciate everybody that saves these videos, and I really hope that you find it helpful, because for me as a dark-skinned girl or darker skinned girl, it's been a journey. It's definitely been a journey, finding products that work, finding products that are affordable, finding products just as a beginner, not knowing where to start. So if there's any other type of videos that you want to see, let me know. So much for watching this video. If you've made it this far, thank you. I hope you stick around. I hope you like I said, are able to take something away from this video. Let me know down below in the comments. Let's talk. Follow me on Instagram at Brown Queendom and Brown Queendom everywhere. So thank you again for watching. If you made it this far, I will see y'all in the next video. Peace. All right, y'all, I just got back from thrifting and I've cleaned today and done all the things, and this is my check-in. I think it's about 5 o'clock, a little bit after 5, and this is how my makeup is holding up. I will say it wasn't really super duper hot today. I didn't do much, but I will say my powder, I did not get a chance to put my finishing powder on top of the setting powder before I sprayed my setting spray. And I feel like I can do a little touch up around my nose, around the creases. But with that being said, I'm not going to add any product. I'm just going to use my sponge that I used earlier for powder and just go in like this. Yeah, see, there was a little bit of shine, and I feel like it might be starting to separate. But it's not crazy. Maybe it's in my head, maybe not. Y'all let me know what you think. Tell me down below. Yeah, I don't think it's bad, actually. I think this is pretty good, especially for it's been a full day. I've been active, I've been outside. Get on here to say I felt like I needed to do a little bit of a touch up. Like, I can see it, but I don't think it's showing on camera. That's it. I think the biggest difference today was, like I said, the order in which I did my powders. I think the powder trick makes a difference. I think going in on top of my setting powder with the finishing powder before my setting spray, I think that really made a difference, because today I was talking, I was distracted, so I sprayed and then I remembered, shoot, I didn't use my finishing powder. And when I say finishing powder, I mean this one from Ulta Beauty, and it is this dark cool shade. It's very lightweight and it gives a matte finish. I really actually love it. A little bit goes a long way, and like I said, I just put it directly on top of my setting powder, and it kind of helps to tone down if that setting powder is ever too bright. If I let it bake a little too long, which I don't really bake anymore anyways, but if I let it bake a little too long, then that definitely helps tone everything down and even everything out, which I love also. So yeah, that's it. I just wanted to check in like I said I would, and let y'all know, let you see for yourself and not just tell you what my makeup is looking like after a few hours. We're supposed to go and eat tonight, so I will be doing another check-in while I eat, and then, or maybe before I leave to eat, and then after I get back, if I remember, I will do another check-in. But yeah, that's all I have for now, and I will talk to y'all in the next check-in. Yeah, I'll talk to y'all in the next check-in. Bye. Hey, what's going on, y'all? I am back with another check-in. It is officially 10 o'clock, after 10 o'clock. Can y'all see that? Well, for those who can't tell military time, I guess it's 10:08. This is what my makeup is looking like. I have eaten, so my lipstick is definitely gone, but this liner, it don't move. I haven't reapplied any lipstick though, or liner today. I just used my NYX Butter Gloss. My makeup is still intact. I'm definitely starting to see some more shine come back through on my nose, but it's not bad. I'm just going for the sake of it, even though I'm about to take this off. I am so tired, y'all. I think it's officially at least been, has it been 12 hours? Let's zoom in so y'all can see. This is what I mean. I feel like there's something there. This is what, I didn't have this happen yesterday, even when I was so sweaty. This didn't happen. So I'm really starting to think, let me zoom y'all back out. I'm starting to think there's something to, is that good? That's good. I'm starting to think there's something to the powder trick. Actually, I'm going to take some of this now and see what happens when I reapply some of this now after it's been such a very long day. I'm gonna just do this side for now. Makeup wise, that's it. That's all I have. That was my check-in. I have to go to bed now, so this is coming off. I don't know if anybody ever actually wears their makeup for 24 hours. Like, if I go to sleep in this, I feel like it'll still be good. It'll still be intact. I didn't have much transfer today. That was the other thing I did not talk about. Where are my napkins? Hold on. Let's test it. So this is my napkin. It's clean. Nothing is on it. I'm going to just take it and press it on my face. Really getting in my nose, my forehead, and everything. Yeah, that's very minimal. And so this right here was definitely my nose. That's not bad. And then my lipstick, of course, is on the bottom. But as far as foundation, you can barely see any. I'm gonna do it again on the other side. I'm gonna do this side on my nose area. And I'm really pressing, trying to squeeze any oil. All right, yeah, on my nose there, on the side where I didn't use any of this finishing powder just now, it's definitely coming through. But like I said, I didn't touch it up, so I expected that. But let's see here. Nothing, bro. My lipstick, yeah, my lip liner, that's from my nose, but this side is clean. I'm gonna do it on my forehead. That is so minimal. Wow. Wow. I'm going to go ahead and say that this passes my transfer test, because I know for a fact every other foundation that I wear transfers onto my husband's shirts, onto my pillows. So I do wholeheartedly believe that if I went to sleep with this, trying to reach 24 hours of wear, I would still wake up with this looking exactly like it is. Even my eyeshadow ain't moving. I'm not mad at that. I'm really not mad at that. I really, really love these results. Did I miss anything? No. All right, so that's it, y'all. That's literally all I have for today's video. I don't have anything else. This has been fun. Let me know, do y'all enjoy the wear test? Does it come in handy to you? I remember most of the OGs that I used to that I watch and used to watch, they all used to do the wear test, and that was like it was a staple, and it meant something, because I think for a lot of people, they didn't want to buy a product that was going to be fading or, you know, melting off of their face within 2-3 hours. Nobody wants to spend an hour, 2 hours, or 3 hours doing their makeup and then just for it to only last a few hours out of the day. Especially for those makeups, those foundations that claim to last up to 24 hours. So this is a breathable texture, it says. Wow. 24-hour fresh wear. I really like that. I'm not mad at that. So that's what I used. That's what I used today. Love that. And to be just to show y'all, here it is. I used this primer today. So the Hard Candy Sheer Envy Hydrating Primer. It's a makeup grip. I love this stuff. It's slowly becoming a favorite. Thank y'all so much for watching. If you've made it this far, I really hope that this information in this video was helpful. I have a feeling this is going to be a lengthy one, unless I break this up and make it like 2 parts or something, which I don't think is a normal thing to do for YouTube. I hope you enjoyed this. I really hope you got something out of it. And thank you again. Don't forget to like, don't forget to share with somebody. Don't forget to save it so that you can come back to it. Subscribe to me so you can see my next video, which you should be able to hit the bell so that you are notified when I do post my next video. Like I said, I'm getting back into it and this was very fun. Regardless of my energy right now, I am actually very tired. Very tired. I was not a passenger princess tonight. I drove there and back. My husband was tired and I was like, I got it, because I was the one that asked to go. I asked to go yesterday, but I knew he was tired. And it wasn't until he was in there getting his sleep, I realized that I was also up at 4 o'clock this morning and I haven't been back to sleep, and I've actually been on my feet all day. So, yeah, I'm tired. I have to get some sleep. I have a lot to do tomorrow, and if I don't catch up on my sleep, it's not gonna get done. So with that being said, I will see y'all in my next video. Bye.